this is Craig with Apeks Supercritical. I'm going to go over setting up and starting the chiller on a 1-liter system. First thing you'll want to do is grab the temperature probe, this white cable that goes to the bottom of the extractor, and plug it into, there it comes down here, plug it into the back of your chiller. Once you install this and you set the chiller to read this temperature probe, you cannot take this out or it will fry the motherboard on the chiller. Make sure your chiller is plugged in. Here's the breaker to your chiller. Next thing you'll do, these blue cables, you'll see down here, chiller inlet, this one, will go into coolant out. Chiller outlet, the top one, will go into coolant in. So that makes sense. The chiller outlet will go into the coolant inlet, and the chiller inlet will be coming from the coolant out, right there. Once those lines are connected, come over here, make sure this blue line is going from the top of the separator into separator coolant top. Then you have a blue line connecting the collection cup to the separator. Then you have a blue line connecting the bottom of the collection cup to separator coolant bottom. First thing you want to do is fill your chiller full of water and propylene glycol. Right here, you'll fill it up. And once you think it's full, go ahead and leave your cap off, because when you turn this on and it starts filling up these jacketed vessels, your water level is going to lower and you're going to need to add more to it. Now you should be good to turn your chiller on. You'll come over here, go ahead and turn your chiller on. Like I said, you want to monitor this water level up here because it is going to drop once these jacketed vessels here, and in the extractor fill full of water. So as you're watching this, just add more propylene glycol and water. After it's run for a few minutes, check the back, make sure it's between the max and min line, and you should be good. Put that back in, close it up. Every so often, just check, make sure your water levels are good. So to go from Celsius to Fahrenheit, you will hold this menu button right here. Well, first you'll turn the breaker off in the back of the system, and once the system is powered off, hold this menu button, and while holding this, hold it down, you will flip the breaker in the back of the system, and that will change this from Celsius to Fahrenheit. If you wanted to go back to Celsius, you would do the same thing. You turn the breaker off in the back, hold the power button, and flip the breaker back on, and that'll convert it back to Celsius. So once you get this chiller in Fahrenheit mode, the next thing you want to do is check to make sure it's reading the remote temperature probe, the white cable. By doing so, you'll hit the menu button until you see either a P1 or P2. It comes set where you'll see a P2. Once you see a P2, if it's in P1, that means it's already reading the remote temperature probe. If you see a P2, when you scroll through the menu, and what you'll do is hold the menu, wait for it to start flashing, and you'll go over to RP, and then ensure that it's on RPC. So yours will probably be on no. You will turn this to RPC. So RP and RPC, then let it sit for 10 seconds. And that will put it to where it reads the remote temperature probe. There it goes. Now to check to make sure it's reading the remote temperature probe, you scroll through here. And as long as a P1 pops up, that means that you're reading the remote temperature probe. So P1, when you have it on P1, you're seeing what the water temperature is inside of here right now. If you're not seeing the P1, so like right here, now you're actually reading over here what P2 is, the extractor temp. So on the 1-liter system, it's the exact same way. You'll just be reading what the extractor temp is on the 1-liter system. You should never have to change this again. You should always stay in P1 and Fahrenheit unless you reset the system. Periodically check your fluid levels, make sure that they haven't dropped. and you should be good to go. To adjust temperature, so when it says to set your temperature set point, all you do is push in this, and when you see the little blinking dot, that means you're ready to adjust it. Turn it. We recommend starting at 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and once you've picked your set point, push it. So right now in the extractor, since we know we're on P2, in the extractor it's 78 degrees. Eventually that'll drop down to our set point, 65 degrees.